I found a bag full of silver quarters.
If you bury them in the ground, they might multiply.
I like that.
When push comes to shove, things are really bad, people are going to be buying these. What's important is that the people have money to spend, and they survive and thrive. The system is stacked against the people. That may be heresy to say that, because
so I went down to the water and found my fate, because I don't want to be stuck in the good old days. That's when you say, I swear you ain't seen nothing yet.
The new Cross and Flag gold bars, exclusively at sdbullion.com.
okay, that's the most prevalent buffalo nickel made. They made 120 million of these in 1936. And that was in the middle of the Depression. Why they made so many, nobody seems to know. These two are, their silver content today is like $2.10 a piece. So that's basically what they're worth.
Let's see. I don't know what that would be worth.
50 cents. Yeah, it was actually taken out of a proof set, but once you take them out of a proof set, they're just worth 50 cents.
Okay. Now, no pennies, 1943.
Well, if you had a 1943 copper penny, that would be good news.
It's somewhere in here.
I think they
didn't make them, did they?
No, they were the person who made them in the Philadelphia Mint got into a lot of trouble. He claims he made about 20. 19 had been found over the years. Since 1943, 19 had been found. I don't think there are any more out there.
Tim, we've got first-timers in here. They've never bought silver or gold bullion. And I think they're saying that they were told it was a good idea to listen to you, my channel, you, come into your shop from their financial
advisor.
Oh, that's
financial.
I'm glad to hear there's some good financial advisors.
And this was on the QT financial advisor kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
I found a bag full of silver quarters. I don't even know what to do with this and how to even investigate it. And then I had silver dollars.
If you bury them in the ground, they might multiply.
I like that. You mean I might I add fertilizer and water, I'll get Dollar Trees. I like that.
I think that's a great idea.
I have a disclaimer in this video. No, you cannot plant silver and grow it.
So I didn't know, do we want to look at
it doesn't grow on trees?
Value?
No, our currency grows on trees, right, Tim?
Okay, I did get it wrong. You're right.
So I was wondering, what do people do with old silver like this? Is there a value other than its face value of a quarter? Is it?
Oh no, it's let me see, because I haven't done the math today.
You do know you're coming in to buy gold and silver, at least with gold, is an all-time record high today.
Well,
yeah, I know that's what we need to discuss with him about as well.
Yeah.
But also listen to the conversations that were going on earlier.
It sounded it wasn't going to
stop where it is.
What do you have here?
I know. Just things my dad had.
Morgan silver dollars. Very nice. This is good stuff to have. Constitutional, 90% silver quarters.
You mean hold on to it?
It's up to you, obviously.
Do you know how many are in here?
I don't. I could count them out. I'm sorry.
I'm going to guess and say 221.
That's what you think the amount of silver is in there?
Yeah.
Or the amount of coins?
221 quarters.
Okay.
He's pretty good at this, by the way.
I bet you are. What are you looking for with these? Yeah. Like some look older to me than others, or is it wear and tear?
Well, yeah, these are the Morgan dollar style, and they stopped making these in 1904. When they were thinking about bringing out another silver dollar, they put the Morgan dollar back on the market in the same design in 1921, and to see what the reception was. Well, everybody loved the Morgan dollar. Everybody was collecting the Morgan dollar because it was a great big coin. There were some really valuable ones, depending on where they were minted and how many were minted. And so people were snatching them up. So they said, wow, great, people want a new dollar. So let's bring out the peace dollar. The peace dollar was never that popular.
Interesting.
But 1921 actually followed one of the first recessions that we had that was important in 1920. So there are a lot of things they didn't make in that period of time. Similar to when the Depression started in the 30s, there were a lot of coins they didn't make certain years. But when they made lots and lots of them, and they just wasn't very popular.
The Morgan is definitely one of the most popular
Collectible coin.
coins.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So do I have the old Morgan, or do I have the remade ones?
Yeah, both. That's an older one. These are older. Those are 21s. 21s and the peace dollars are roughly the same price as collectibles, and the older Morgans are a little more.
I always wonder when he does this if he ever gets somebody that puts something in front of him that is absolutely amazing to him. Rare, incredible date. That would be so cool to actually see that.
Earlier this week, I had a lot of the most rare Morgan dollars.
Really?
Come into your store?
They did, yes, and they were all fakes.
Oh.
Oh.
So what is this? Is this worth turning in or holding on to? Would this be a trading item, or would it be worth a quarter?
Well,
Let's say things go real south.
well, if you decided you wanted to sell those to me, let me show you what you would get.
Okay.
That's what you would get.
Silver for silver. Silver for dollars, huh?
Exactly.
Yes.
Then you can turn the dollars
Then
back
you can
into
do
a new
the
circle.
dollars back into buying,
You
back
could
into
come back,
the
bring
buying
them back
silver.
here
Make
and
a
buy
big
more
circle
silver.
out of
We
it.
could just do a full circle. I like that.
Yes, you could.
So that's for this?
Yes.
Wow.
And let's see, on these are more collectible. I mean, these Morgans are more collectible. And these are, because they're a little better condition than nasty. Let me see what you're going to get on those. If I look at the collectability, and one of these has a nasty dent in it, but they'd be roughly $230, not including the dime.
The dime.
And that's the Morgan dollars went way up in value because people were coming into every coin shop and they're saying, "Do you have any Morgan dollar culls?" That's really nasty, low grade.
Worn.
And so every dealer sold out the culls. So the price on the culls went up to the point where the culls were worth more than the collectible coins. So,
Isn't that wild?
Oh my God.
So they had to reprogram the computers and rewrite all the price guides. So I think they went up all the way up to $32. So the very good and fine was 32, and then they made very fine 33, then extremely fine 34, and then better 35, just to keep them ahead of the culls. Now the culls are pretty much gone, and I think the prices of the Morgan dollar was softened a little bit because they only have $23 worth of silver in them, and they were selling because they were nasty and useless as collectibles, selling for $32.
Because of the demand. The demand.
Because of the demand, yeah. And it was just, people thought they were getting a better deal if they buy the culls because it's closer to the silver price.
Right.
Well, it went way beyond the silver price because of supply and demand. So, I mean, a lot of those culls probably got melted down by the government years ago because they were all made in the 1800s.
Oh, yes.
So, you have it when you bring out a new silver dollar in 1921, hey, we melt down all those nasty ones now and use the silver to make the new ones? That's why they did things like that.
Yep.
So I don't stack Morgans and peace dollars for SHTF scenarios, for barterability. You can, but I don't want to spend the extra money on those for that. It's this stuff, quarters and dimes and $half, that I stack, and I don't sell it for fiat currency. I keep that.
You keep this.
I keep that and never sell it because to me, I don't want the Federal Reserve notes that depreciate. This appreciates.
If I turn this into him and I bore my silver with it, it'd be silver for silver.
My rule of thumb is keep what you have and buy what you want.
Interesting.
You've already got a base. You've already started your stack right here. And it wasn't you that did it.
Here's my dad.
90%, right?
Yeah.
Right here.
This over here, bullion silver, right?
Right.
So this is not a silver coin. It's not made by a sovereign country.
Right, it's silver.
It's just made by a private mint. But it is. It's pure silver. So.
Right.
If you're dealing in the constitutional, you got to make the conversion because it only has 72% of a troy ounce per dollar. So every 10 dimes, 4 quarters, or 2 halves have 72% of a troy ounce of silver in them. Whereas all the 1 ounce, 5 ounce, 10 ounce bars, 100 ounce bars, they're all measured in troy ounces.
Okay. I think this is great. So I'm going to keep this then.
Oh,
My dad's
that made
collection.
my day right there when you said
Absolutely.
that.
To buy gold, I wouldn't buy fractionals yet. Because the fractionals, if you bought 10 10th ounce coins, you'd be paying around $3,000. Price of gold right now is $25.50. So if you bought 10 10th ounce, which is 1 ounce, you'd be paying over $3,000. If you bought 4 quarter ounce, which is also an ounce, you'd be spending about $2,800. And if you bought, one ounce, 2 halves are also, that's 2 halves are probably, they're about 27, around that. I think that's what it is. And then if you bought 1 ounce, you're down in the 26 and change range.
You pay less premium the larger you get. Because there's some value to having the smaller
Oh,
pieces,
sure.
right?
It's
So
value,
you pay
it's
for
going to
that.
make it easier for
Right.
the back and forth
Right.
trading if it ever gets to that point.
Having both is a good idea.
Right.
But there are a couple of things you have to keep in mind. Gold is a safe place just because it's not paper money. The financial community, which runs the world, does not have the people's best interests in mind.
No, it does not.
Now, that may be heresy to say that because they all have lots of financial advisors and they're out there trying to help the people. But the system is stacked against the people. And it's going to get a lot worse if we don't get another direction in Washington. Washington is, because who are these people? And you take the top less than 10 firms, and they have more money under management than our entire debt. The mathematics of that don't make sense. What's important is that the people have money to spend, and they survive and thrive. If you pass a bill, $1 trillion bill, or I guess whatever the climate activists want, okay, and then you earmark billions to build charging stations all across the nation, and for those billions you end up building 8 charging stations.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy.
What did that bill do? It notched inflation up another couple of notches. Just like they could close the border like that. They could stop inflation like that.
Can you pull that gold maple out and show them? I want them to see a 1 ounce gold coin.
Yep.
There's your 1 ounce gold coin. That's a 24 karat gold coin.
And like you said, this is just strictly put aside for
Protects the value of your money.
that fix. Okay. All right. So
if we're doing that, we're better off to buy something bigger than a coin, right?
no.
For gold, no, you want to stick to the 1 ounce.
Okay.
Because
Okay, that's an ounce.
I do have some 5 ounce bars,
Oh no.
but they're 5 times the 1 ounce price.
Right.
Right.
So this is no benefit to buying those.
Okay.
And they're a lot less liquid.
Now what about the
The
silver?
1 ounce are the most liquid. Silver, you have a lot of choices. The bullion silver would be 1 ounce, 5 ounce, 10 ounce, kilograms, and 100 ounce.
Which would be the more, let's say we all hit the fan.
Okay, the most liquid would probably, in this country, would probably be the silver American Eagle. But it is also more expensive than all the others. The sovereign coins, that's a coin that represents a country, is always going to be a little more expensive.
All right.
The American Eagle has, because of inefficiencies in the system, it's probably a nice way of
Yeah, that's a
putting
good
it.
way to say it.
The American Eagle has a tendency to be the most expensive. But when it comes to 2024 coins, it's only $1 more than the maple leaf. And then backdate American Eagles are $1 less than the 2024. Backdate maple leafs are $1 less than their 2024s. But you have a lot of sovereign coins, the Britannia, the Krugerrand, the kangaroo from Australia. You have a lot of sovereign coins to pick from. Okay, well, all the gold's going to be $20 less than the Buffalo. The Buffalo is probably $5 more than the American Eagle. So the Buffalo at the high point, the American Eagle, the Maple Leaf, then Krugerrands and bars at the bottom. Krugerrands, they all have exactly the same amount of gold. Doesn't matter if it's a 1 ounce bar, a 1 ounce Buffalo, Maple Leaf, American Eagle, they all have the same amount of gold.
It's a lot to
I'm
process,
sorry, this is
isn't
a
it?
lot for
I'll show you all
So I
that.
think the silver is going to be the American Eagle. Do you agree?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, the Krugerrand, the thing you need to remember about all of it, doesn't matter if it's a bar, Buffalo, American Eagle, wherever the Maple Leaf went. Where did the Maple Leaf go? Oh, Maple Leaf or Krugerrand. They all have exactly the same amount of gold in them, to the molecule. Same amount of gold. And, you know, I have a lot of these, but when push comes to shove, things are really bad, people are going to be buying these because,
the
yeah, they've been here for,
Forever.
well,
That's
since
what people talk about.
1967.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
That's
when
about forever.
that's when they came in. Yeah, but would I recommend American Eagles? Absolutely. They're by far the most liquid, most recognized,
All right,
and
let's do that.
you'll still run into people who don't know about that we make the American Buffalo, and they've been more expensive lately. I have some on order, and I don't think they're on order at a better price than they would be today.
All right.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
So,
Now silver rounds again. If he shows you the prices, the rounds right there and the
Yep.
bars.
Right.
They're all the same,
they're all the same.
except for the American Eagle. American Eagle and Maple Leaf are higher.
My opinion. You got your American Gold Eagle, right? You're buying a Gold Eagle.
Yes,
That's
we
awesome.
are. We're doing the gold Eagle.
I think I would focus first, since you're a new stacker,
Yep.
on the rounds. I like the Eagles.
Yep.
My very first tube of silver coins was a Maple Leaf.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That's cheaper than the Eagle.
I think I'm going to still do the Eagle.
Okay, do the Eagle then. Yep.
Are you good with that?
Can't go wrong with an Eagle. Well, welcome to stacking.
Well, thank
Good
you.
job. Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you very
and,
much.
and take a sticker over there to remember this
Yankee
by.
Stacker. There you go.
Yeah.
all right, great. Appreciate all your time.
Thanks again.